Anthony and I bought this wind chime in Pershall a few months ago, but it always makes me laugh. Yes, good morning and welcome back. I'm back at the house as usual. And so you know, I've got that one cleared now, ready to put the boards down on Monday. Pretty much same in there, just got to move stuff out. And this is just full of my tools. So today I will be going through all of this and taking down anything that I don't need. You know, this is the way I stack my brushes on these steps to keep them when they're dry. Always got dry brushes. Box of assorted screws. Yeah, and all the other paraphernalia involved in doing a place like this. What I've got to do today is get a cable down there. Before all this bathroom went in, I ran a cable down the wall there. Behind the tiles, and it's sitting just inside where the fan is, ready to connect up when I do that. But the cable, if I remember rightly, is sitting in the loft, but it's sitting behind a piece of wood, and I've got to hook it through, bring it across and drop it down here. Now I'm never going to find that in a million years unless I push something up that hole so I can locate it. So let's see what we've got. Let's stick a hole at the top. Like a little flag. I've pushed it, it's quite a long stick, I've just shoved it up there, so we should be able to find that. And when we get up in the loft, as usual, it's warm up here. Right, where are we? Ah, well there's my stick, and that's my cable. Bit awkward going over the top of that, but what I'll have to do is get over there and see if it'll go underneath. If not, it'll have to come over the top. We will see. But anyway, that cable has got to go down that hole there. Right. Yeah, good job I put plenty of slack on this, because I'm not going to need to cut any more if I do this right. If I fold it in half, I can put that down the hole, and the last bit should end up somewhere over here under this insulation for the pull switch. Yep. Back down again. Yeah, it's certainly cosy and warm up here, I'll give it that. Alright, there we go, that's that through. So I suppose what I need to do is, because that's not connected, is remove that pull switch, because I'm going to have to replace that. But the other bit of white cable that's hanging out should come through down there. Now before I thread these cables through, and I've got enough slack to pull them down if I need to, I need a piece of conduit that length. Right, it'd be better to tuck it in that. Right, let's measure that. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yep, watery PVA, bonding plaster, and then we can get all that fixed in and ready to put a switch on it. Back in the loft, and it's getting hotter. I'm just rethinking this bathroom fan in terms of ease of access. And I'm right at the top of the loft ladder here, and what I've done, there's a few ways of doing lighting circuits. You can terminate everything in the ceiling pendants. One way of doing it, you can terminate them in the light switch, but obviously you need deeper back boxes for that. So I've done it with junction boxes that are all quite close to the loft hatch. The idea being that, same with the floor below, I don't have anything that I have to get to under a floor or that is difficult to get at. So I'm going to keep everything close. I think what I'll do, bathroom fan, where that white cable disappears at the far point, bathroom fan, then it comes over here into the switch. So then I think I'll loop it over here somewhere into a larger junction box, because I'm using 3-core and earth, so it's a bit unwieldy, and run everything from here and mark it as such, so that, you know, if anybody ever has to work on it in the future, they're going to say, oh, that was clever. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So that little short bit of cable I've got over there, I'm going to junk that and run a longer piece back over here. That's the 3-core and earth stuff. And if I've lost you, oh well, that's the way it is. Anyway, that's what I've got to do. And of course, every time you go across, you see those 2 beams. I don't want to be walking on anything but those, but I'm going to get across here. So, it doesn't help when you've got these thin wires dangling about from my father's aerial. You mind your head on the joists, that's the other thing. So what I'm going to do is pull out this short one, whichever that is, it's that one. And push down this longer one. Probably would have helped if I'd snip the cable off first. And no matter, we'll get it through. There we go. Right, that makes more sense. So the only join is actually at the switch. So now is the fun bit. Coming back again. Because I'll tell you what, if you step between the joists on all that fluff, I'll go straight through. So to be very careful what you're doing. Every time I come up here, it's like, think about what step you're doing next. And it's not easy. Right, firm footing. Right, so I just need to snip that off, nip down and get my pliers, and I don't know if I'll wire it today. It's a bit hot at the moment, middle of the day, you see, so perhaps come and do that early in the morning, come and wire that up so I don't cook. Must be 110 up here. Yeah, that makes more sense. I've got less of a run that way, and everything terminates up here, and then I can get all that tidied up tomorrow. Yeah. Same going down, one step at a time. I'm reminded of the fact that my dad fell out of this loft in his 80s, so, and survived. He came out of here, hit that banister rail, went down that set of stairs and ended up at the bottom. Very lucky to be alive. I concluded that he knocked himself out on that rail before he hit the bottom. But anyway, he was in hospital for quite a while and he was never quite right after that. It's like Figgis said, you know, only when I laugh. You know, operations are like when you take the back off of the watch. It's never the same afterwards. I've had to come back up again because, of course, I've got to run a small cable for the pull lighting switch. I haven't done that yet. So back across there. It takes the breath out. When it's that hot, it does. Right, so of course I had to remove that conduit, you see. I'll just redo it now, thread these cables through and then get them through behind the grommets. Now, because my son wants to do a walk across the Camden Wedge today, and I'm all for that, I need to sort of go home and cool off, especially if we're going to go walking again later. I'd only really planned to come over and sort of hoover today, but at least I'll break the back of this lighting switch. Yeah, I see cables up there. Cables in here, cable at fan, it's just connections now. So what I'll do before I go today, PVA, bonding plaster, fill that over, and then that would have set by tomorrow. Yeah, and then I can come in and wire it up. All filled up with bonding plaster, give that a couple of days, be able to go over with some fine stuff. And but nothing stopped me connecting the switch tomorrow if I wanted to, I suppose. So if I get in early in the morning, connect that, switch can dangle, and then I'll fill after a couple of days, as long as it works. Anyway, that's it from Ralph's house on a Sunday. I'm going to go home, cool off, find something cold, lemonade, lemon squash, that'll do. Thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment. Well, if you want to. Daktari, Daktari, Daktari. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.